Pick 6, but here we have the Daytona Pick 5 challenge. 5 is the number. Go to foxsports.com, pick the top 5 finishers at this year's 500 for your chance to win $50,000. Enter at foxsports.com.
Watch Mark Truex making a run at pit road here. Lock that left front tire up. Once you get it locked up, it's so hard to get it rotating again. I mean, that tire's flat spotted for sure.
He locked that up. He said, "I'll just ride her on in."
Let's ride with him.
You can hear it. It's squealing.
They're still locking up. I had one of the coolest features when I drove the 24 hours. Now, of course, we don't have some of the technology in NASCAR they have in those cars. On the steering wheel, if the tire locked up, front tire locked up, it went red. And so I knew, I didn't have to listen, I couldn't. It wasn't about, you would feel it as well, but those red lights were pretty cool to have that feature.
There's Jeff with Ricky and Jordan Taylor, Max Angelelli, and there's the Cadillac V8 prototype.
That car handled a little bit different than the Banky. I'm still confused why these cars aren't braking hard, turning left after the trioval here.
Wayne Taylor Racing wins the Rolex 24. And some big news about Jeff behind the wheel today after we hear from Matt.
And catching up with Brad Keselowski. Now, you lived the brake basically exploding. You're watching it again on your phone. You've had a chance to talk to the AP brake specialist. It's not like the package went through a lot of heat cycles. Any idea what caused it?
Yeah, sometimes parts just break, Matt. So it was a really cool GIF on the Fox NASCAR Twitter handle. So if you get a chance, you should follow them. That's my Fox plug for the day. But no, just one of those freak deals where a part just broke and no real reason why. Didn't have any real mileage on it. That's the thing about the 500, right? You're here for, seems like a month. And your whole race can come down to something like that happening in the 500, because if that happened in the 500, it would be out. So glad it didn't happen in the 500. It happened today, and hopefully we don't have any issues like that in the 500.
And this is a normal package that you have run many times in the past. It's not something new that's maybe a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, that's my understanding. There's always something new. Even if you don't intend for something to be new, these parts, a lot of the parts are bought from manufacturers, and I don't know what happened with this particular part, but sometimes the process changes and you didn't even know the process changed, you just bought the same part. So that could have happened, could not have happened. I mean, that's speculative, but yeah, our normal deal. So we'll fix it, try to do the CSI show on it, and move on to the 500.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Matt, and Brad, thanks for the plug.
Yeah, and for the explanation. That's good information.
For all of you who thought Jeff's driving career is over, come Sunday, he's going to have a very unique task. We've had broadcasters wave the green flag. Do gentlemen start your engines. That bad boy is the new Chevy Camaro ZL1. You're going to have some fun.
I am going to have some fun. Going to have it loaded up with some cameras. Going to be able to talk to you guys up here in the booth as we come to green flag. And I got to tell you, I'm going to have a hard time peeling off on that pace lap, because this thing's capable of pacing the field under green. 650 horsepower, 200 miles per hour top speed.
So you're going to drive the pace car, and they have Vegas odds for the race and a lot of things that happen in it. On Twitter, I think it was NASCAR Chasm that said that that he's laid down a 5-to-1 bet that you win stage 1.
Well, here's what I can tell you. This guy's got when I look at his resume, I mean, just adding on the 24 hours of Daytona, that's new. He drove the pace car at Indy. He was the Indy pace car driver a 3 years ago. And now he's going to drive the pace car here Sunday. So his resume just keeps growing. Mine keeps shrinking, and his keeps growing.
Oh, well, you set the benchmark for all of us in the sport, DW, so...
I never drove the pace car, though. Not here.
I'll bet it's a very short list of drivers who have paced both the Indy 500 and the Daytona.
I don't know if there are that many. Maybe Floyd, maybe Mario or somebody like that, but I can't recall.
Yeah, I don't know of any other race car drivers. I know Jay Leno has done it. But I'm very honored. Looking forward to it. Going to create some fun challenges for us here in the booth with talking to me.
When you come off the track, just drive around back here when somebody will be waiting for you.
All right, so I'm going to put down 5-to-1 that you'll make it back to the booth before the end of
There you go. There you go. That's the plan.
All right.
I'm impressed. We're seeing a fairly large pack build here to do some drafting practice.
I think I know why, though, because we're going to be racing in these conditions or similar conditions. A lot of races, but all the races been at night, and for the most part, the Clash wasn't. But most of the practice stuff been at night. Now we're out here in the daylight. I think that's the reason.
So what's the difference between drafting practice and Followdale Junior practice? Because that's what this is.
It's unbelievable the similarities between him and his dad.
Oh, it
and
is.
when we would come down here and race with Dale Earnhardt Sr., he always wanted to win practice and show everybody that he's the man. Of course he was.
But you know what I think part of that is too, Jeff? I know if I'm going to go out and draft with somebody, I want to draft with somebody I might be able to learn something from. And I think a lot of people like to get behind that car and see what it is he does. Where is it he goes, and what is it he knows that I don't know that makes him so good? I think that's a lot of it.
See, Dale always wanted to win the first Saturday practice so he could talk Richard into skipping final practice.
My favorite Dale story. Don't you think I ought to go out there and run with some people? I don't plan on racing with nobody.
Yeah, right. 13 minutes to go in the first of 2 practice sessions today on FS1. Casey Kane, quickest.